Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews. This is a review for the new Nicolas Cage Western film, The Old Way. It's a first for Nicolas Cage of the genre, the Western genre. There is another film due out at some point in the Western genre, but this is a bit of a disappointment. It really is. Shouldn't really be too surprised. I think the Cage Renaissance, as it were, has sort of ground to a halt with this one. It's very lackluster. It's a bit thin in terms of dialogue. In fact, it's thin overall. The only real selling point of this film is the performances from Nicolas Cage himself and from the young girl playing his daughter in the film. Whose name escapes me. I did write it down, but I've forgotten where I put that piece of paper. But nevertheless, it's very generic. It takes a lot of points and riffs a lot of ideas from other much better films in the genre. The whole revenge story, the lone gunslinger turned good. We've seen it all before. We've seen it done better, and quite honestly, this film offers very little in the way of a unique storytelling, a unique story, even unique characterizations, to be quite honest. And it's disappointing because there is a point in this film where you do think you're going to get something quite unique in regards to Nicolas Cage, his character, and his daughter in this film. So essentially, spoilers ahead, be warned. Essentially, Nicolas Cage was a gunslinger for hire. There is a shootout at the beginning where he just stands there for a period of time doing nothing randomly, and then he guns people down. Before he leaves, one of these mip-mops who was about to be hung turns his gun on Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage shoots him, obviously. And this idiot's son is there, and you can instantly see where the story's going. There is nothing surprising, there's nothing going to be revelatory about this. It's all very paint by numbers. Cut to 20 years later, Nicolas Cage is living on a farm with a wife and child, and living the good life, mumbling lines, mumbling generic plot-based lines that again do nothing. They don't add anything. They don't give us any sense of who these people really are. And of course, a group of 4 scallywags turn up, and lo and behold, one of them is the son from 20 years before, come for revenge. How he's found him, who knows? We never find out. What his reason is for being like this, no one knows. They've been in prison for ages. Great. Why? Who knows? And it just kind of cracks on. Nicolas Cage and his daughter seek further revenge after this idiot has killed his wife. And it just goes round in needless circles and pointless endeavours. And we spend too much time with these 4 idiots. And they are idiots because they're not very interesting as characters. They're not interesting as bad guys, as villains. They waffle pointless jargon. Stupid stuff, really. The dialogue in this film is awful. It's awful. It's riddled with cliches. It's riddled with inconsistencies. It's riddled with pointless exposition that you don't care about. Characters trying to tell each other what they used to do, and you're like, well, I don't care. It's not entertaining. It's not interesting. What is actually interesting is the dynamic between Nicolas Cage and his daughter in this film. And we don't get enough of that because we spend too much time with these 4 bandits that you don't care about, that you just want to die in this film. And it's sad. Like I said, the dynamic between Cage and this young girl is quite good. It's a really good dynamic. She is very capable. She's very good. She echoes a lot of Nicolas Cage's mannerisms in this film. She's very stoic, quiet, stern. Her look is almost haunted, really, and which you don't really get a sense of why. She behaves in a specific way throughout the entirety of the film. And I guess you could boil that down to some sort of level of autistic quality within her character. But again, we don't explore anything about that. We don't explore anything deep or meaningful about the character to really justify anything that we see, even from her. But yeah, there are long periods where they're together and we're building this relationship, and there's something clever possibly building there with regards Cage and his daughter, but it comes to naught really. We jump cut straight to either the bandits or the marshals, and we don't want to see those characters. They're not the most interesting part of this film. They're the fluff, they're the filler. And it ruins whatever semblance of quality was going to come within this film, which is a shame. And the dialogue does them no help. I mean, it looks good. It looks good. The wide open spaces as you'd expect in a Western movie look great. The set design for the town, on the other hand, looks too clean. It looks like a theme park, Western land, Disney World or something like that. It's too clean. It's too precise, and it's not populated. It's weird. There's people there, but they don't do anything. They're kind of just models stood in the background trying to fill up space. And it comes to nothing. Truthfully, there's not really much to say about this film. It is a disappointing affair, like I said, with some of the recent films that Nicolas Cage has pumped out. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent being one of them, Willy's Wonderland, some quality, crazy Cage moments. In this, it's a dry performance. You could argue he's phoning it in for this one, I'm afraid. I mean, even though there is some emotional moments that he plays with, it's not really deep enough. It's not really clever enough to really make you think, and that's a shame. It kind of just peters out, and it feels overlong, even though it's only an hour and a half. But there you go. I'm going to leave it there. Disappointing. There is another one, like I said, another Western movie coming. Perhaps, that will have a bit of a greater impetus, but this is going back to the straight-to-DVD quality of Nicolas Cage. So I'm going to leave that review there, I think. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. Damn, what a shame. 4 out of 10. And there you go. That's the review. I'm going to end it there. Again, another on-the-fly review from myself. While things are, changing, things are in motion here. But there you go. So if you like this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more reviews, more cageism, hopefully. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.